It's Mr. Johns. Welcome to this episode of SketchUp for Web. We're going to create a small cabin using SketchUp. So first, you need to find a floor plan that you like, and then my students will redraw that as practice um, for some drafting, some hand drafted um, floor plan skills, and then take a picture of it when it's done and send it to yourself, and then you can open it in SketchUp. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to open SketchUp, create new, and here's we end up with a new file. We're going to click on the three lines in the upper left corner, go to import from my device, and find the floor plan that you have drawn and taken a photo of. Now, could we just import the original? Sure, but my students won't do that. We'll import the one that we've drawn. So here is a hand-drawn floor plan. It's on the end of my mouse. I'm going to click on the origin once and then make it about the size of looking at the guy and doorways. So something like that. Okay. So that gives us a size that might be close. And so step one here is just to import the floor plan. Step two is to size it, to scale it using the scale tool in SketchUp. So I'm looking at some measurements here, 16 feet wide by 24 feet deep, not including the porch. This is just the inside square footage. So if you don't have an outside measurement like in one number, you might have to add the measurements of the rooms together. Like in this case, we have a 14-foot living room and we have a 10-foot bedroom, so it's 24 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate to the side here. Oh, and if you have an upstairs, that's a separate structure, and we can just add them together later. We want to be able to see them separately. So I'm going to go to the rectangle tool and excuse me, click on the corner here and go that direction and then let go. So what I did is I click and let go, and then I drag the mouse and let go in that order. So we want, this is a cabin, so we want it to be 6 inches wide, nice thick 6-inch walls. So 6 inches, comma, 24 feet, enter. And so I was actually pretty close. So that's always a little game I play with myself. How close can I scale? That's such a tech teacher's dorky thing to do, but try to see how close I can come to actual size. And I was within a few feet, I think. And so now what we need to do is scale. So I go to the arrow, click on the floor plan, make sure it's selected, and then click on the scale tool. If you roll your mouse over it, it just says scale. Looks like you can also just hit S. Let's test that. S. Yeah, S is the keyboard shortcut to scale. Love that. So now we can grab a corner green dot and we can scale our drawing to match that, because we know that this is 6 inches by 24 feet. And so I'm going to use the move tool and the scale tool a lot right here. So move, and we want to move this until it's really, really close. And I'd say that's close enough, right? So, because remember, the drawing is just a reference. This 6 by 24 foot piece of lumber is accurate. I know that because I told it to be, but I can also double check by just using the dimension line tool. And this will tell me that, hey, that you are, oh, this is millimeters. So if that happens, you're in millimeters, 7,315 millimeters long. There's a reason we don't use millimeters when it's something big. Let's go ahead and switch the length units from millimeters to architectural. And guess what? It's 24 feet long. And how thick? 6 inches, because I told it to be. So now that we have that, you can simply build the rest of the walls. How do you do that? I'll do one real quick just to kind of show you. So I'm rotating. What I'm doing is pressing the shift key on the keyboard and holding the mouse wheel down. That's a shortcut for panning. There is a pan tool on here. It's the hand. You could also just click that. So either way, shift mouse wheel or pan, and then just left mouse button. So now that I have the scale correct, all I need to do is draw walls. Now, I'm not even going to worry too much about the 16 feet. 16 feet left to right, because we've already scaled it close enough. For us, for this assignment, close enough. It is important, however, that you stay 6 inches wide. So how do you do that? Well, it's always best to do precision measurement, and that would be to type in 6 inches. I'm just going to see what happens if I type in 6 inches, enter. So thanks to Ivy, one of my students, who pointed this out, that this is a lot faster. Just type in 6 inches to get the width, and then grab the move tool and make sure that you click on just this end piece. It will turn blue, and now just drag it. Keep it on the red axis. See the difference? Red, black, black, red. Keep it on the red axis and go to the end of the wall and let go. So thanks, Ivy. That was brilliant. And so I just work my way around. I'll go ahead and finish. I mean, come on. I'm this close. So if it's this easy, let's just do it. So click, drag, let go, type in 6 inches, enter, and then does that look 6 inches? That does not look 6 inches to me. Did I make a mistake? No, 6 inches. Is this one 6 inches, really? Oh, it's 8. What happened? I typed in 8 by accident. So undo, undo, undo. Mr. Johns makes mistakes too. How did I type in 8 inches? So good thing I caught that. Let's do it again. Click, drag, let go. 6 inches, enter. Thank you very much. And move. It's easy to fix things, all right? Don't get discouraged. I see some of my students who get so frustrated with SketchUp. I make mistakes all the time too. It's okay. You just work your way through it. SketchUp is a great program for helping you. So 6 inches. Deal with challenges that come up. So I love technical challenges. I know some people don't. They just completely hate them. So green axis in this case, as close as I can to the end. And then now these two walls do have to come together. So what I'm hoping is that I have them on the blue axis together. Looks like I do, actually. Okay. So in that case, I could probably undo, click on the corner. I don't like it when it does that. It centers. I don't know why it does that sometimes. If someone can tell me why, sometimes I just have to click on another tool, then go back. And now it's going the right way. It's weird. I don't know what's up with that. So 6 inches, enter. And again, did I type the wrong thing? That just does not look like 6 inches. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm typing 8. So let's try that again. 6. I have to look maybe more carefully. 6 inches, and then pull it across, and we should be good. So move. Make sure it's just that piece right there. Whoa, not that. Make sure, like I said, make sure that turns blue, which it didn't. Make sure it's on the red axis. In this case, now I need to zoom back out and move over. Make sure that is blue. Pull, red axis, connect the dots. Bing, bing. Pretty cool. So I love that. And Um, Very cool. The next thing, we're just gonna roll it through here. So the next thing is interior walls because there's just a few in my house. These are 4 inches, 4 inches because they're not outside walls. So 4 inches enter and see what happens. Like don't freak out. What we did is just make a shape. We tell SketchUp we don't want that shape. Thank you very much. This is a 4 inch 2x4, commonly known as a 2x4, right? The other ones were 2x6s. So now we're going to use the move tool, click on that end piece and push. And again, it wasn't blue. If nothing's blue, it will default to the floor plan below. All right, so again, the question has come up. Can I make them 6 inches on the inside too? No, 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 not for this assignment. So did it again, click on the arrow and then the shape that it made, hit backspace or delete. And you can see here the wall looks thicker because it was drawn thicker. That's fine. But now we're making it actual size. So make sure this is blue so you don't move the picture. Make sure it's on the green axis. Go to the very end of where the wall should be. Looks like right there. Looks like maybe it does go. Oh, hey, hey. See, that's okay. And then looks like on the other side, my drawing's a little bit off here. There is another little section of wall. And just to make sure I'm lined up right, here's what I'm going to do. See what I did there is I used a pencil tool to make sure that I'm lined up directly across. And now I'm going to, oh, hello, I need rectangle tool now. Now I'm going to choose rectangle tool. Is it doing what I want it to do? Rectangle tool and type in 4 inches, enter. It's exactly, okay. I am still getting 2 inches longer than I want it to be. I think maybe it's, oh, I think what it's doing is it's going the other direction. That's all it was. It was not me mistyping. It was just, it is 4 inches, but it's 4 inches on the other side. So in this case, here's what I'm going to do. From here, click, drag out 4 inches because I know that's 4 inches. And then I can just finish this with a pencil tool because there's my little wall section that I want for that doorway. And it lines up perfectly with that one. So as long as I'm here, so there's 2 ways, there's always more than one way to do it right. You can use the pencil tool and measure, or you can use the, and I hit escape, by the way. If I want to end using a tool, I hit escape. And now it's not selected, it's not live. And it looks like this wall, I'm not sure what I drew right there, what that little bump is. That's kind of weird, but I'm going to, looks like this wall goes this way. And then to measure, I'm just going to go down green and type in 4 inches. And now, I mean, it's just as fast for me to do that. And then I just go all the way over. So there we go. There's my wall. So click, delete. And there's just 2 more short little walls here in the whole downstairs. And I'm pretty much done. And then I'm going to show you a cool trick. So here, these walls should be lined up also. I don't have to actually draw the line. See these dotted lines? It's telling me, hey, you're lined up. So that's just a cool trick also. So here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and go this way, green to there. And now I'm going to measure. I'm just going to drag, make sure. By the way, my mouse sometimes moves. And it can't be black. It has to be red. And then you type in 4 inches, enter. And then once I have that, I can just go straight down here. Now, I don't know where to stop here. So I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to go over here and go up and type in 4 inches, enter. And then I should have a little green dot right there. And I just connect the dots, right? Not the dots, but make sure it's red. Bink. And then there's a little overlap because I guessed and I was wrong. So I delete that. So now that is 4 inches and then hit delete. Cool, cool. So there we go. We have a scaled floor plan with walls. And the last thing I'm going to show you before we end this episode is to get rid of all the little lines. You don't really have to, but I'm going to show you why I do. I like making things easy and using technology to my advantage, which is why I'm a technology teacher. Delete all these little lines between the walls. Make sure they're all deleted. Excuse me, a little bit of a cold today. And double check, double check, double check. Yep, so here's what's cool. I'm going to use the push-pull tool. So I need to find it first. There it is. And I'm going to make sure that I hover my mouse over one of the walls, and they all turn little dotted blue because they're all connected. Now that I've deleted those lines, they're all connected. So click, pull up, let go, type in 8 apostrophe, enter, and you now have an entire house with 8-foot tall walls. And to show you that's true, I'll go ahead and do a dimension line, 8 feet, boom, there we go. It's all done at once. Now, does that make it a little bit harder to maybe design on the inside? Maybe. And you could do the walls at the end if you want. But for us to do doorways, that is not going to be possible. And now that I think about it, I see a mistake I made. Because this is a doorway. It wasn't 2 short walls. And I missed a wall. So it helps you sometimes to see it like this, because I notice this is a door, and obviously there's not going to be, the doorway doesn't go all the way to the top. So I'm going to grab that push-pull tool, and I'm going to simply pull this, make sure it's blue dots. I'm going to pull this and connect them together to make it one wall. I'm also going to pull, this is an opening, not a door. I need to make a new wall, which is right here. How do I do that? Well, I'm going to go straight across here because it would be even with that wall. Red, click, and now I want to drag, let go, type in 4 inches, enter. I think I mistyped. No, there it is. I'm not sure I trust that though, because I hit 2 keys at once. So I'm going to click, and I'm going to measure that because I'm not really sure I did that right. Yep, 4 inches. So, and then I'm going to pull this up. And I have a choice here. I can pull up, let go, type in 8 feet, or I can just pull up and put my mouse right next to the wall here, and it matches it. So there's going to be, I'm going to delete that. There's going to be, and that. There's going to be a doorway there and a doorway there. And that works. So thanks for joining me for this episode. That's how to insert, scale a floor plan, and make 8-foot tall walls. And we'll move on to doors and windows next. Thanks for joining me. For now, though, Mr. Johns is out.